Hey everybody, welcome to our channel. We're offended, you're offended. I am 3/4 of the podcast, Kim. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm
Oh,
kidding, but not kidding. And
hash.
25% of the podcast over here is Tyler.
I'm just the talking piece.
You're the
Kim
face.
actually does. Yeah. I'm the voice. I'm not the face.
Oh, well, I'm looking at your face on our background, so the face, the voice,
Ew.
whatever. What do you mean,
You
ew?
don't have my consent to look at my face.
I do have consent actually, because when we got married, you signed over all consents. So I can do whatever I want to you whenever I want. Yeah, that's right. That was in the contract, the marriage contract. I had to put it in fine print. You signed it.
Holy fuck.
Could you imagine? You're welcome.
Yeah, I took all your likeness and.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the middle of the week. It is hump day. You know what that means. Oh, yeah. Hump day. Except
um.
he's in the States somewhere, so that won't be happening.
But yeah, it's in shitty California. I thought we killed this bit because it pissed me off.
I never said, where are you reporting from today? I never said that. I just said, there ain't going to be no hump day for me. There may be a hump of the weekday, but it ain't going to be
Did you
no hump day.
know? All right, I'm gonna sideline you with something.
Okay.
Did you know Hitler was half Jewish?
I did, actually. That I did know.
Oh.
And I remember that raising a lot of questions for me as to what the fuck? Like, why was he going after Jews then? Because, I mean, me
He hated
myself,
himself.
apparently, I always made the joke because my uh, ancestry, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I am a quarter Ukrainian, a quarter Polish, a quarter English, and a quarter Scottish, which is funny because Polish and Ukrainian don't like each other. Scottish and English don't like each other. They've been at wars. So I always made the joke that like half of myself is at war with the other half of myself. So yeah.
You've never had like a hate fuck?
A what?
Hate fuck.
Um, no.
Oh.
Actually. It's fun.
It's
I'm
like,
not gonna lie. I've always like seen those movies and those TV shows where that shit's happened, and I'm like, damn, that would be awesome.
yeah, I couldn't wait to be railed by a guy. Oh,
Right?
dreamy.
Right? Next time we're fighting, can we work it out? In the bedroom,
We
please.
don't fight though.
I know.
Very rarely.
I know. It's been like, I think, maybe 5 times in over 5 years. Yeah. Well, we get into
Yeah.
one a year, just to keep things spicy.
Yeah, just keep the idea of the hate fuck.
Yeah,
I mean, the hate. Oh, sorry, we can't swear. No, you know what?
we
I'm not
can't.
gonna
This is our
focus on.
fucking show. I swear
Yeah, I
all the
know,
time.
but no, I know. Yeah, you know what? Let's focus on Rumble. Let's focus on Spotify. People swear. Okay. If you guys heard the pre-show, Kim, whoa, you want to hear about racist? Oh, oh man,
I am so.
she was throwing out all the words, and I'm just Kim. You can't say that.
All the
Like
words.
all the words.
All the words. Yeah.
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 That one. Yeah. You the one you're thinking. Yeah, that one too.
Yeah, because that happened.
I couldn't believe it. I've never seen you say that type of stuff.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I'm just finally like, I just feel free. Just what the fuck. I try to think of our conversation that we were having previously. I'm like, I don't even think anything that bad was said. I mean,
No, I said the thing about Asian people having small hands because they make your dick look bigger, and you're like, "Ugh."
that's right, I did. And now it's in the show. So,
Yeah, yeah.
wait a minute. And how was that me sounding racist? Well, okay. Seeing as how that's already in the show, might as well just bring it all in there. Well, you did show me that video because I just got this new magnetic nail polish. If
Uh,
nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about, Google that shit. It's freaking awesome. It's really neat. Anyway, and he was watching a video and he had made a comment that the person sounded Asian. Not like it's a bad thing, but sounded Asian. And I was like, well, yeah, they know how to do nails. Like they're freaking awesome at it. Again, no offense was intended by it. It's just they really know how to do really good nails.
they
I want them
also
to
know how
teach
to
me.
give good massages.
Well, that I wouldn't know. My
Well, yeah.
masseuse is
No,
a
when we went for a pedicure, we had the. Okay, hold on.
oh the
Okay, so you can check us out on YouTube. We're on Rumble, Spotify, Anchor. I think we're on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. We have a shitty Facebook group. We have a shitty YouTube channel.
it's not
You can donate on PayPal or through packages of anthrax.
Don't give them ideas. They're already going to cancel us just for like saying very minor things that aren't even that bad.
Well, you could send us Zyklon B. You could send us some of that.
No.
That was the stuff that Hitler used to gas the Jews.
You're horrible. You're horrible.
And just so everyone knows, yeah, we get into some serious stuff, but we're here to have fun, talk, break down some of the cultural divide. We're all people. We're all beautiful in God's eyes. From any color, creed, religion, unless you're an atheist, then you burn in hell for eternity. But the rest of us, we are all God's children. Except Buddhists, because they actually don't really believe in a God. They believe in the reincarnation, and you keep existing until you achieve enlightenment. So, okay. So atheists, no. Buddhists, no. But, some of the other ones.
So you're out because you're atheist, which is kind of funny because you're all like, oh, God. So you have one atheist, one pagan.
It's confession through projection, my dear.
Right.
But so, we're a very shitty comedy show. So it's all made in satire, If you can't laugh at yourself, then you're probably ugly. And you'll just cry.
Oh my God. Yes. So before anyone's panties get in a bunch, there's no offense needed. We love everybody. We just, like making people laugh.
Well, and we'll point out to the if you can't laugh at the hypocrisy, are you really laughing? Think about that. Don't think about that. That's fucking stupid. I don't even know why I said that.
I don't know either.
Okay, but so we got a lot of stuff to get to. Some things are going to piss some people off. Some things are going to make some people say, what the fuck is wrong with you? But you know what?
We have a podcast called We're Offended, You're Offended. So what the fuck do you expect?
So, and this ultimately will come down to showing the exploitation, like I said, the hypocrisy that we all live in. Okay? Don't type to me, wench.
Type to you if I want to type to you. I was looking at our show map and it said, hello, my love. So I was typing back.
Okay, all right, get this out of here.
Don't get away my high baby. You did? How rude.
Okay, so
Oh my God.
okay.
You know, every time somebody does that, the song pops in my head. You know, the "Let me clear my throat." Na 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 na. Oh, shut up, Will.
Yeah, I should probably mute that.
Yeah, I'm on it. Will telling me, "Oh hell no, no, hell no to you." All right,
Okay,
continue.
so we brought a little thing up last week or last episode about a restaurant being fined $30,000. And this was in regards to Bill C-16, which everyone said, oh, no, that's never going to happen. No, people aren't going to be fined. People aren't going to be. Okay. So let's look at, and this is an article that came from Justice. Well, it's not an article, it's a declaration. Adding gender identity or expression to sections 2 and 3 of the Canadian Human Rights Act and sections 318 and 718.2 of the Criminal Code is consistent with core values which underpin the Charter, including equality, respect for diversity, human dignity, liberty, and autonomy. These provisions would expressly recognize that everyone, including transgender and other gender diverse individuals, should have an equal opportunity to live and work in an inclusive society free from discrimination and violence. Okay, so that's what is supposed to be in this section. So I'm just gonna say that with the addition of, I remember what kind of thrust Jordan Peterson into either fame or infamy was him kind of fighting with people at, well, not fighting, but his stuff at Toronto University, and then especially pushing against this Bill C-16. So all links for the show will be in the description. Like, there are any links that we use, anything that we use excerpts from, that you can reference if you think I'm full of shit and whatever, and I'm reading too much or reading not enough into this stuff. Well, you know what? Then tell us.
And
But
people who are actually watching, the majority of the stuff I'll actually post during this video as he's talking about it.
Okay, so the initial question was what Jordan Peterson's concerns about C-16, Bill C-16, was personal liability for one, mistaking or willfully refusing to use a transgender person's preferred pronouns, and two, the financial and legal costs attached to fighting a complaint to the Human Rights Tribunal of Canada, in Ontario, the Human Rights Tribunal, and or I guess federal. Okay, fuck, whatever. The potential for losing and being required to pay a settlement, and 4, being jailed for contempt of court if he refused to pay the settlement. He also expressed some concerns about internal HR policies at the University of Toronto. So, this Cora question was, well, was he right or not? And so, the one response that I had seen, ooh, why is this suddenly changed?
What's changed?
Or maybe oh, sorry, here it is. Okay, sorry. I find this whole thing makes me very angry because Peterson and Gadsad, you spelled it's sad wrong, it's SAAD, and a variety of other fearmongers have been presenting Canadian law as if it were vicious and tyrannical. The way this is presented is essentially a gigantic lie around basic fundamental protections for citizens that had already existed for 10 years by the time he put his video out. Okay, so Dr. Peterson was proclaiming that, okay, well, if you're forcing compelled speech, well, that's a really dangerous thing. So in our current kind of understanding, we can communicate because we can understand, we have a baseline to work from. But if you have no way of actually being able to communicate with anyone, it really runs into the problem that you cannot communicate effectively. So, and the argument that people always make was, well, people, there was some pushback with the gay thing, and why is this such a big problem? There's two fundamental differences with these. The homosexual community was just looking for equal rights. They were looking for equal rights, not special treatment. Those are two very different things. That gay men, lesbian women, whatever, we're just saying we want to get married and we don't have the legal right to do so. A big moment in Western society was, yeah, you know what? You should be as pissed off as most other people that get married. Why not? So,
jerk. Yeah, I was really happy about that when they legalized gay marriages. That was awesome.
yeah, which to me, it's, hey, you know what? It literally has no impact on my life. Zero impact. So that's where the being able to marry a same-sex couple. I have no problem with that. None whatsoever. I don't care. I couldn't possibly care less. It'd be no different if a husband and wife, a man and a woman came up to me and said, if they said, hey, we're married. Okay, cool. Okay, congratulations. But if they're like, oh, we're married, you also need to recognize that we have certain exemptions and certain special statuses that you need to address us by. Like, what? No, that makes no sense. So this is where the fundamental difference between the gay pride, gay rights thing, and this whole gender identity, which, god damn it, dude, which seems to make no sense. In that, if you want to be I don't know, two-spirited, animal kin, pansexual, gender fluid, okay, sure. But
whatever
if
floats
I
your
don't
boat.
like again, for me, hey, you know what? If that's what you want to do, by all means, say that I am a two-spirited, transgender, pansexual, blah 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 blah. Okay. So what does that again? What does that have to do with me? It's just like the whole gay rights thing. So what does that have to do with me? The difference becomes when you are seeking and carving out exceptions for people. I'm going to blow everyone's, if no one's thought of this, I'm sure people have thought of this. I'm not the smartest cookie in the drawer or whatever. And nobody, I think, is a bit of a weird statement. I think North America, and I'll focus on Canada since this is where we live. Canada is actually very racist. Now, hear me out.
What?
And I mean the argument of Canada is systemically racist. So this is institutional from the top down racist. Just listen to me. Kim, are you listening?
I'm listening.
Okay.
Suspicious or skeptical, but listening.
So our justice system is supposed to be, well, everyone holds up, the Lady of Justice, her eyes are covered. And it's supposed to represent that justice is blind. Justice does not see you. It can only hear what has happened.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's that's what that meaning is, or that's what that statue is supposed to represent. That justice is blind. It cannot see, therefore it can only hear. And there's supposed to be a feeling to it. So okay, so anyways, Canada has carved out exceptions for this minority group, that minority group. We've not only encouraged, we've enforced minority hiring standards, minority representation within companies. That is by law. That is literally saying if you do not hire someone based on their ethnic background, which now again will be their gender identity or gender expression, which again, I don't understand where what you like to do in the bedroom or how you like people to think that you whatever, that literally has no impact on your ability to do your job or to be part of whatever an organization. Can you do the job? That is my basis. Okay, so I'm going to segue a little bit. I'm just okay. Stop for a second. So I play a shitty like business simulation game on my phone. The funny thing is, so in this game, you learn how to manage a business. You actually learn about supply chains and all this type of stuff. And then you end up having like an executive team that, kind of helps manipulate your business to be more efficient in certain areas. I was actually just looking at it today. I just realized out of 6 executives that I have playing in this game, and okay, I know, I understand it's a game. Okay, just follow my fucking stupid logic here. In that game, when you go to hire an executive, they don't say, oh, this person is necessarily extremely good at this. They might say, Tyler is, they felt it necessary to organize my desk while I went to the bathroom. Oh, okay, that's kind of giving me an inclination that they're,
that's nice.
they're very, so shut up. So, so it's that kind of, it would give that kind of information. I literally, when I do this, I don't know the person's name. I don't know the person's gender, which traditionally was male or female. And that's it. Once I in this game, I hire someone, I look at, well, how good are they at doing this job? That's literally what I look at. It turns out I have, out of 6 executives, 4 of them are women. I just happened to look at it today, like, holy shit, there's 2 guys out of 6 executives. So that was my shitty, analogy. But I don't think, unless, maybe in like, massive corporations. Well, yeah, in massive corporations, yeah, they absolutely, they have to. So our government has incentivized that someone that is capable of doing the job, someone that is more capable of doing a job, regardless of skin color. If it's an Aboriginal person is, say, less qualified than a white person, vice versa. The Aboriginal person has checks off more boxes. So even though that Aboriginal person might not be qualified for the job, or possibly more qualified for the job, they would have to lean more towards that, which is literally discrimination. You are choosing someone based on their skin color.
To me, I'm going to cut you off. Like, yes, which to me is completely asinine because of the fact that we're living in a society right now where it's all about, okay, equality, and you're not supposed to judge people by the color of their skins, which you shouldn't. Like, come the hell on,
but you
people.
Literally are.
But exactly. But now you're taking into account in businesses and stuff like that when that is exactly what they're doing. Now, just because they've turned the tables and now they're hiring people maybe of more of a minority than they are a white person, how does that make it any different? You're still discriminating now against the white person because of the color of their skin. And I don't think that's fair. I think, or right for that matter, you're literally being racist just against now a different race. But because it's against a race that most people would deem as being racist, That's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to be racist against anybody. Not white,
So
not black, not purple, not green. Nobody. Like it makes absolutely no sense. And 100% people should be hired based upon their skill. Now I can understand that maybe in some businesses, people in a hiring authority might be racist and might be more inclined to hiring white people, which is not right. But just let's go with me here. Okay, now telling them that, okay, well, I'm noticing you got a whole lot of whiteys here and you got no color in you. Like, what's going on here? You need to be hiring other people as well. Now, with racist people or people who are literally hiring based upon color, no, that's not right. But by forcing people to then hire based upon color is also not right. You're literally trading one for the other. It should be whoever's better at the job. Their race, their gender, anything should not play any sort of role in hiring. It is your ability to do that job. That's it.
yeah, so in North America and typically like Europe, it's well, yeah, the Caucasian is typically the dominant, is the majority, and then everyone else, well, every other skin color is obviously the minority. But in like Middle Eastern countries, in Asian countries, you know that white people or Caucasians aren't the majority. Like that makes no sense. But so, anyways, so National Post, you and your frickin' okay. So I just kind of wanted to bring just to shed a little bit of light on this. Not too much. We do have a bunch of other stuff that I do want to get to, but like for me, fundamentally, saying someone is less or more capable simply because of their skin color means nothing. Even being positive, like saying, hey, Asian people are good at math, Jews are good at accounting. Like that is considered controversial, even though it's a positive thing. It's seen as a negative stereotype. Well, Jews are really good at engineering. Everyone talks, or did I say Jews? I meant German. Germans are really good at engineering. Everyone says, look at Volkswagen. Oh my God, look at that. It's German engineering. It's fantastic. So there
How is
are
that a bad thing?
cultures. No. Like North America, more specifically the States, is really good at blowing up innocent people. That's what they're good at.
No, not even just innocent people. They're really good at finding other countries with resources that they want, and then they're going to fabricate a war so they can go over there and
Spread
get their
democracy.
resources. Yeah.
No, spread democracy.
Well, that too, and also capitalize on their resources.
No, that has nothing to do with resources. It's all about spreading democracy.
So bombing a place, let's just say, that's got a lot of oil that now they're taking isn't capitalizing on their resources?
It's called democracy, Kim. Have you ever looked it up?
No.
Are you some kind of anti-fucking North American? Are you anti-Canadian? Because
No.
they should be, by your own logic, they should be attacking us because we have lots of oil. They haven't taken us yet. So,
Well, no, because we have
we're
one submarine that'll hurt them. So they're scared of our one submarine.
that was put out of commission because it broke down.
You better watch out. They said
so
it's
fucked.
out of commission, but is it?
Yeah, it might be docked in Victoria, but you'll never know.
Come at us. No, just kidding.
Because it's a sub. So is it there? Is it not? Ooh, sleight of hand. But so I and I see in Western countries that is the big push. Oh well, we need diversity. We need an inclusion. It seems really, really weird that they don't want, like, so when I talk to other ethnicities, I talk to them all the time. In fact, just the other day, I was talking with an East Indian guy. We were talking for probably 30, 40 minutes. I didn't look at him like, oh God, it's an East Indian guy. No. Although another driver that came in that decided to block every single driver from getting into a customer, I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Oddly enough, I didn't think, oh, a typical East Indian. No, because I'm not a piece of shit. Although sometimes, maybe. But so this will kind of okay. So I just wanted to get that kind of out of the way. I think Canada systemically is racist in ways that it does carve out, exceptions for minority groups and causes them to be protected groups. So now you cannot talk about them in a negative light. Otherwise, well, thou might be striketh from society. When you start dividing, so in the corporate business or in the corporate world, so let's say tax rate for a corporation, let's just standard is, I don't know, whatever, 20%. So that's standard cap corporate tax rate. Well, a corporation might say, hey, if you carve out an exception for us, we'll invest in your country. Hey, we'll build a manufacturing plant here. I see, this section is kind of struggling. Hey, can we potentially strike some type of deal? Think of maybe like something like, I don't know, maybe a massive online store that delivers things very quickly, typically very quickly, which Prime makes no sense to me because it still took a week. So I don't know what I'm paying 2 days at the Prime for not 2 days of Prime. But
does it rhyme with Glamazon?
Yep. But so that company would say, hey, we're looking at investing in these certain places. Literally cities will bid on it. Hey, we'll give you this area of land. You don't have to worry about paying taxes for the first 10 years, or you don't have to purchase the land, but just pay the property tax. They'll do things like this. So you carve out an exception where you and I could never do something like that. We couldn't go to a bank and say, hey, I'm looking at investing. Because if you're purchasing a house, you are investing in something. It's a liability, but it's still an investment. Well, I'm investing in this community. You and I don't have that ability. But so when you have government saying, hey, we need to carve out these exceptions, well, you now leave out other people that might be more capable, might be more interested in developing in your country, end up leaving. So this kind of this came from the National Post. And for anyone that knows, we recently had our Truth and Reconciliation Day, which oddly was a federal holiday. Seems kind of weird. Oh, sorry. Actually, yeah. So there was concerns that, the big thing for Justin Trudeau, he wanted. Oh, wait, hold on. Did I fuck all this up? Totally fucked this all up. Yeah, here we go. Sorry. Okay. So I guess that has to do with the carving. Sorry, I had my show map a little mixed up. But so this article from The Guardian. People might be this is a little, I'm going to say it now. It's going to be a sensitive topic. Okay. So I'm not a fan. I'll say this right now. I am not a fan of governments pandering just to get something out of people, to show how tolerant they are, while at the same time literally doing the exact opposite. So I'm sure everyone, for everyone that doesn't know, there was a Muslim family was struck and killed by a supposed white supremacist. I don't know, xenophobic. I'm not 100% sure that this guy just apparently just hated people that weren't white. So whatever. That's besides the point. That's not the ultimate point that I'm making. But so I wanted to show something. So with there's a picture and this was from The Guardian. So it shows hundreds of people were out for this funeral for this family. Okay, so okay, this is gonna get a little weird. So the government also instituted in funerals you cannot have more than 25 people. So let's see. From The Guardian. Okay, so I'm sure everyone remembers the family. And the next one was from TRT World, and the one thing that I wanted to point out were several hundred mourners have joined a public funeral service of a Canadian Muslim family that was run over and killed by a man in a pickup truck in a terror attack, and the police had said that it was driven by hate. So that was one section. Okay, from the TRTworld.com. So the next one that I know, Ken, you're gonna have to try and keep up with me. I'm sorry.
I know, right? I'm like flipping back and forth here.
Okay, but so this came from the Ontario government. So in their mandates, in their guidelines, under funerals and weddings, they said outdoor receptions permitted up to 100 people unless held at a meeting or event space or a restaurant or other food or drink establishments. So a funeral can only hold up to a maximum of 100 people. That's it. As long as it's held outside and that the space allows it. So I have a problem with governments pandering to people for political gain. I am not a fan of it. The residential school thing that has become a real big hot talking point, it's the new sexiness. Governments were saying, "Oh yeah, we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll get to the bottom of it." This has been going on for what, 20 something years? What was the first thing of Truth and Reconciliation? Was that mid 2000s? I think it was the first time it was actually recognized. So I'm not a fan of government saying, "Oh, because this is politically convenient for us." Well, this Muslim family, and it's unfortunate that this happened, but this Muslim family got national attention, got global attention. Well, those people, that's okay. They're able to do it. Why? No. You want to go see your dying relatives? Do you give them, comfort and anything else? No, you're not allowed to do that. You can't do that because it's not politically convenient for us. But this family that was, ruthlessly killed, oh yeah, let them do it. So you end up creating a two-tiered system, a carving out of exemptions. Well, if it's politically convenient for us, yeah, we'll allow it. I think that creates a lot more division than I think people really understand. Because people that are paying attention, I'm not, partially I'm one included. Why were they allowed to do it? While we have pastors being jailed, trying to hold services, while we have, people being arrested, politicians that didn't fit the narrative being fined.
Family members dying alone. I know,
Yeah.
honestly, my mom had to go to the hospital. She wasn't feeling so well. I got concerned. So I'm like, "Hey, you're coming to the hospital." I couldn't even go in with her. And
Yeah.
yet people are allowed to gather outside. They can do this, they can do that. They can have hundreds of people for, uh, protests and whatnot. That's cool. but my mom is not doing so well and she's scared, I'm scared, and I can't even be with her. Or when our son had to go to the hospital, only one of us could go. So, okay, well, let's flip a coin. Who's going to go? Who's going to sit and worry? Like, what the hell?
Yeah. So I kind of bring this up. So on September 30th, we had first day for it was a national day for truth and reconciliation, which was a federal holiday, not provincial. Not Canada wide. It was only for federal employees. So the same people that created the problem, killed all these people, now gets a national holiday, gets a federal holiday. We've worked so hard, and look at all the work that we've done. So the next article, and this is actually directly from the Canada government website, and this was in regards to the Truth and Reconciliation Day. So the creation of this federal statutory holiday was through legislative amendment made by Parliament on June 3rd, 2021, which was Bill C5. Okay, so this is supposed to be a day of reconciliation, a day of almost national mourning, and the fact of what I don't, I'll use the G word, the genocide that a country did. Think a little bit back to a certain 10 stages of genocide. Well, remember number 10? Deny it ever happened. They denied until it was you couldn't hide it. You could not hide it. So for anyone, well, I'm sure a lot of people know, but our government forced people out of homes, forced children to be in these schools where, a lot of them were abused sexually, mentally, physically. And they were called, as bad as it is, they were called savages. And they said they need to beat the Indian out of the man. That is terrible. I can make some exceptions for, maybe female genital mutilation, which, yeah, is barbaric. That is barbaric. But, an honor killing, but, what the fuck do I know? So, this was supposed to be a day. So, this day honors the lost children and survivors of residential schools, their families and communities. Public commemoration of the tragic and painful history and ongoing impacts of residential schools is a vital component to the reconciliation process. Okay, good. Recognizing it, letting these people tell their stories, and letting us all move on. Like I'm happy that some fuck, dude, I can't stop burping. I'm sorry.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I can't hear the burp. It just sounds like you're like hiccuping or something because all of a sudden you just like stop being talking.
Okay. So this is supposed to be for all of Canada. Well, it was only for federal employees. Okay. So now let's go to our last let's go to the next article. Trudeau's accused of callousness for heading to Tofino, which is in BC, instead of reconciliation events. So the same person that was seen there kneeling with a teddy bear saying, "I understand, and I'm with the Aboriginal community." Do you not? So I'm using this to make the ultimate the bigger point. So this was from the Native Women's Association of Canada. Said it shocked that Trudeau docked out entirely from a national day set aside to reflect on the legacy of residential schools. They also said the Prime Minister flew to Tofino in BC on Thursday, where Global News filmed him walking along the beach at one point, refusing to comment. This is what I mean by pandering. Saying it just enough so that people, think you're going to do the right thing, and then you don't. When you're looking for the cheap vote, when you're looking, honest, it's just a pander. Just a pander. So, and for me, I feel bad for these people. because it was a day that the government could have said, you know what? Instead of me being a selfish, drama fucking bitch, I'm going to spend that day, you know what? Just sitting there. Just sit there and fucking listen. The last thing this prime minister has ever done is shut his fucking mouth and listen to anyone. That's the last thing he's ever decided to do. No. Oh, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Sorry. How many times has this guy said sorry for blatant disregard for any type of decorum, any type of ideas of professionalism? When has he actually held a standard? I've said it before, I'll say it again. This guy, if politicians had didn't have double standards, they would have no standards at all. This is pandering 101. And to the Muslim community, I think the same thing. You are used as a political pawn to show that, look how tolerant Canada is, and we're going to stamp out racism and hate speech. And then what? Tells everyone else to shut up, shut your mouth, and get in line? Man, that's pretty fucking dangerous, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, one thing that was said in here is I understand he's on vacation and wants some time off, but he should have prioritized the first National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. 100%. 100%.
The first one.
First one.
The first one.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, how many first impressions do you get before it's like... I wonder if people are actually looking at this. So this was the last... this was just another thing in the lineup of just literally saying one thing and doing another. How many times? Aga Khan, SNC. Oh God, I forget. There's so many fucking scandals with this guy. The pandering, the division.
And yet people still keep voting him in or refusing to vote so he stays in.
Yeah. So it's such a crazy thing to look at. This is the same type of person that says we need a she-covery instead of a recovery. This is about women. So again, I'm trying to say that women are incapable. East Indians, you are incapable of following the rules. So you know what? Just you have carte blanche to do whatever you want. Oh, Aboriginal people? Yeah, you know what? Your problems were decades ago. So, go fly a kite. I don't give a shit. I'm going to go on vacation. I'm going to fly to BC. Do you hear the irony in that? I'm going to fly in a private jet to BC when I am in Ottawa to go and spend a day there.
Which is kind of funny because BC was where the first reported residential school graves, unmarked graves, were even mentioned. That was the first place.
Yeah. And well, the irony, the double standard that, Canada needs to lower its greenhouse gases. Canada needs to be more environmentally friendly. What? Why'd you fly from Ottawa to BC? You couldn't. What is there? Is there no water? Is there no sand anywhere in Ontario that you could? You live next to a fucking lake. Oh, but that's not good enough, right? Look, Trudeau, he's going to meet with communities. Oh no, just joking. He's going to go spend vacation with his family. That's what he's going to go do. So, I don't know, dude. That's pretty, I don't know. I'm like, how many more minority groups need to be let down? I always come from the side of, hey, you know what? As long as we have the same type of values, I think we should all have the same values. We have a Charter of Rights that, is supposed to be the document to which all of us are bound to, but only some. If it's politically convenient, yeah, you can do it. We had a leader, and while the United States was burning, Toronto was being, had riots over and over, and other places in Canada had riots, had Black Lives Matter coming in. What did he do? Instead of saying, you know what, Canada? No, we are a country of inclusion. We are a country of diverse opinions, not only skin color. What did he do? He kneeled. He kneeled to the mob, saying, I am racist. Canada is racist. That, seriously, yes, we all make jokes in private. Of course, you don't notice that. Hey, whatever. I'm trying to think of something. I don't know. What's fucking racist? I don't know.
Okay, well, that's irrelevant. But everybody makes racist things.
No.
I've had racist things said to me. Like,
Jews make good bagels. Like,
pickles.
I don't know.
Well, regardless, I mean, people make jokes all the time. There's a difference between just joking around trying to get a rise out of people and that kind of shock and awe. Like, oh my God, as if you just said that. Ha ha ha. But there's a difference between doing that and actually, like, being racist and being a piece of shit.
So I think the big problem is we're not Canadians first. And I'll say this is a big difference between like the US and Canada. Canada has a big identity crisis. Very big identity crisis. Because they never say, hey, where are you from? Well, technically, I should be saying, well, I'm Canadian. But that's not what they say. No, where are you from? Okay, well, I'm part Italian, I'm part Ukrainian, I'm Métis, so I guess I'm a French Aboriginal descent. Nowhere in that do you ever say, oh, I'm Canadian. We have no identity. We have no unifying. Like at least in the United States, they say, no, I'm an American first. We don't say that. We don't have that kind of national unifying feeling.
I've really thought about that. It's true.
Like yeah. And I think that is so detrimental. I'm all for other cultures. I love talking to other people from other countries. I have conversations. There's a big thing with in India, and I know it's been going on for a while, and it hasn't really stopped. About the farmers have been protesting, and I've asked people, well, why is that going on? And actually have a conversation. With regards to, well, the government doesn't want to regulate it, and people are worried that corporations are going to undercut people and force people into poverty. I don't know how you force more people into poverty when the outside of, oh God, what's the capital of India now? Oh God, Delhi, I think. But outside of like major cities, it's mud huts and it's third world countries. So it's a very big difference. And I ask them about this and have a genuine conversation. Yeah. Okay. So I genuinely have a conversation with people from other cultures, but we don't have, our Charter of Rights gets carved out, gets stamped on, over and over and over. And we're all more than happy to do it. All in the name of what? All in the name of what? To try and be more inclusive? How can you be possibly more inclusive with the diversity of people that are in North America? You want to see, please, Go to any other country. Don't, be careful in France because some of them hate. Actually, France is actually pretty racist. Germany has gone the opposite way, which is weird because it's almost like cyclical, where because of what happened in the past, they're almost like trying to atone for something that, well, the sins of the father will be carried out by the son. I think everyone's kind of left Germany alone. That's one thing that I actually find really funny. North America is like they're just on a war path, and they try and take anything and everything they can. After World War One, what happened? Okay, well, Germany was obviously under occupation, or under for World War Two. Sorry, it was under occupation. No other country said, "Hey, I called dibs." Gave it back. We gave back a country that had arguably directly or indirectly killed millions upon millions of people. Total families wiped out by the hundreds of thousands a day. Some of the worst atrocities the world has ever seen. And we gave that country back. Back. So to say that, Canada isn't inclusive, North America is just inherently racist and evil. You should look at other countries, how they decide to treat LGBT community people that don't follow the same faith as you, the same religion as you. See how those countries deal with a gay person. They throw them off roofs. But, Canada is racist.
There are so many other countries that it's 100%. You'll get stoned alive or killed just for being gay. It's
Or
so sad.
or even possibly gay.
Yeah.
So, we take in immigrants by the thousands, tens of thousands every year, hundreds of thousands at certain times. We take them in. We welcome them in. Regardless of, well, hey, we can put all these people to work. No, in fact, a lot of them are unable to work because it's multi-generational. Grandparents, well, what are they going to do for work? But so, I think Canada, the people, Canada, our Charter of Rights is not racist. I think the laws that have been enacted to carve out exceptions for this, that, and the other group, that makes it racist. Favoring one group over another is racist.
100%, regardless of what group it is. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's normally what favoring one group over the other is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I see this and I think, that Muslim family, yeah, it was fucking terrible. I don't think that's a big stretch to say. That's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It also happens a lot more than I think people really understand. And I don't mean a white nationalist runs into a Muslim community and sees how many people they could turn into road paste. No, I mean people killing each other. That happens a lot. We don't hear those stories.
I can't even, honestly, I cannot fathom how somebody could look at somebody else, regardless of their skin color, their gender, whatever, and just hate them because of the color of their skin or their gender. Like, I cannot comprehend that in the slightest. Like, ugh.
What? Okay, so here, when you segregate people, so this will kind of, tilt a little bit towards like the critical race theory stuff, where North America is inherently racist because it was built on top of slavery and built on top of a white man keeping the other people down. Okay, cool. That, like, cool, big thought think, even though it's dumb as fuck to think that.
Damn the man.
And okay, sorry, what were you saying? Hating, right? Okay, sorry. So when you segregate people, when you literally create tier lists in terms of oppression, people that are oppressed more and need to be pulled up more, you end up creating people that hate other people. That's like, and it's not necessarily the fact of like, okay, if we all started on the same line and someone said, well, if you're Aboriginal, you get to move up 2 steps, for this race of life that we're all on. If you're East Indian, well, you take 1 step forward. Okay. Well, if you're Asian, sorry, bunch, Chinese, you're a little too smart. You take 2 steps back. You do too good. Too good. You take 2 steps back. Okay. And when you start applying this to every single group, every single demographic, do you not think that ends up creating animosity so that people fight with people instead of, hey, you know what? We're all getting screwed here. We're all being hurt. We're all being exploited, being pandered to, being given empty promises, being told, hey, this National Day, this is for you guys, and I want to hear those stories. And then say, fuck yourself. I'm going to go spend time with my family. Oh, what? I'm sorry. Sorry, I still have one. I'm sorry. I know. Your children are dead, but what am I going to do? My family's here. Yours are somewhere. I don't know. I'm going to go spend time with mine. That's what I see from that. When you divide people, when you create classes, do you not think that creates more division or less?
100% more.
Yeah, because now people see, hey, those people got to do something while I can't. Why can I not do the same thing? Am I not equal? So some, apparently not. I think that is so terrifying. We have a Charter of Rights we all are supposed to adhere to, that we are all supposed to be equal under the law. And when the law is enforced for some, not for others, well, you now have a ruling class and you now have a peasant class. So, hey, I don't need to reiterate it anymore, but that's so this whole thing from the critical race theory with Jordan Peterson saying that, hey, compelled speech, dividing people is very dangerous. And then people saying, oh, he's a big whistleblower. No, he's just making stuff up. That's not really going to happen. Well, a bar was fined. And potentially, if that fine isn't paid, well, you can go to jail. Okay, so now offending someone can land you either in prison or a massive fine. Okay? When a group of people are able to tend a vigil and other people aren't, you divide more and more and more. Oh, Aboriginal people, you get a special day because, well, we kind of fucked you all over. But it's only for federal employees. Only federal. Yeah.
How does that
Only
make
us.
sense? How does that make any sense in the slightest? Like, it should be for everybody.
Honestly, it makes no logical sense unless you're a politician. Because, well, another day where I don't have to go to work and I get paid? Oh, lucky me. Oh, but Aboriginals, you and your land, huh, sorry. Oh, your boil water advisories? Sorry. Now, we'll get back to that on Monday. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I think that was really it for me. Anything you want to say?
I don't know. I can't really top all that. No, I got nothing. Just, I don't know. People need to really take a look. You know what? There was a post actually on Facebook, your favorite thing, um, that had actually said, like, you could put a whole bunch of red ants and black ants in a jar together and they'll live peacefully. But if you shake the jar, they all of a sudden get disoriented and they start attacking each other, thinking that the other one is the enemy. So the blacks start attacking the reds, the red ants start attacking the blacks.
Yeah.
It's what's happening in society today. You have to stop looking at one another, whether the color of your skin or whatever, and being like, oh, it's this person's fault, it's this person's fault, da 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 da. Who's shaking our jar? We're
Yep.
in a fucking jar. Who's shaking that jar? Because guess what? It ain't the other people. Look up.
Yeah. So this was okay. I guess we'll finish with this and yeah. So darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Heat cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. From Martin Luther King Jr.
Smart man.
Think about that. Okay. I guess with that, again,
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Check us out on our socials, Facebook, Instagram. You can listen to us on YouTube, Rumble. All the other places are in the description box below. Pretty much anywhere you want to listen to podcasts, we'll be there. And yeah, be kind to one another.
yeah, the enemy isn't your brothers and sisters. It isn't your neighbors. It isn't your family.
Nope.
It's the person that shook the jar. So
Think about that.
okay.
Have a great hump day, everybody, and we will catch you on Friday.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night, everyone.